Welcome to the wisdom path ones. When God sets you apart, your stillness becomes louder than their cries. You are experiencing something incredible, something you may not entirely grasp. Have you noticed that people are looking at you differently recently? Their interest, perplexity, and even jealousy are obvious. It's as if you've been enveloped in an unseen, wonderful radiance. And it's not only in your mind. According to studies, the attributes of confidence and honesty that result from a profound spiritual change are often mistaken for physical beauty. But this is more than simply a makeover. This is God's hand at work. Here's the kicker. They're not sure why they're attracted to you. Frankly, neither do you. Your very presence alters the environment, leaving others stunned, anxious, or intrigued. It's not charming, and it's certainly not part of your skincare regimen. Kudos. If you upgrade, this is what occurs when God chooses to uplift you. The chosen one. You are becoming a puzzle that they cannot solve. And that's the whole purpose. Let's look at what's actually going on and why you've suddenly become too hot to bear spiritually. Number 1, divine change remains a mystery. True divine change transcends human reasoning. Thus, it is difficult to describe or understand. When God works in your life, it does not seem to be the kind of transformation that most people anticipate. It doesn't matter what you wear, how much money you have, or how you seem on the exterior. It's a deeper transformation in your soul that begins to show through in all you do. This kind of metamorphosis cannot be faked or coerced, which is why it puzzles people. They see you strolling into a room, and something about you feels off. It is not arrogance. It's not a fake grin. They have no idea what it is. They're experiencing God's light shining through you. It's a type of beauty and attraction that defies the norms of the world. People may attempt to justify it with a superficial explanation. Perhaps you've been working out or altered your style, but none of their predictions match. Because it does not come from you, this kind of radiance interferes with their perception of what makes someone beautiful. It is coming through you. It is celestial energy, something wonderful and inexplicable. People are uneasy with the mystery because they recognize it is something they cannot control or mimic. That's what being picked is all about. It is not about being understood by everyone. It's about carrying something so powerful and holy that it changes how others see you without their understanding why God is transforming you into a mirror of His grandeur. And that type of transformation will always be a mystery to those who view life through a worldly lens. Number 2, the glow of purpose. When you connect with your divine mission, something extraordinary starts to happen. It's as if the very essence of who you are starts to radiate with a force that cannot be denied. This is not about physical attractiveness or charisma. It's about embracing the reason you were made. Purpose possesses almost magnetic force. When you live with clarity about why you're here and who you're supposed to be, it manifests itself in unexpected ways. People begin to notice, but they are unable to explain it. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, and the way you show yourself in the world. There's a confidence, a tranquility, and a drive that sets you unique. This is not something that can be faked or purchased. It's the kind of energy that pulls people in without having to say anything. They don't know it, but they sense God's presence working through you, directing you, and anchoring you in your goal. What's even more fascinating is how it affects the environment around you. People may find you inspiring or intimidating. They don't understand why they're pulled to you, but they are. This is because purpose is seductive. It's a timeless shine, an appeal that isn't influenced by trends or views. When you are in sync with God's design for your life, you move differently, talk differently, and emit a power that the world cannot comprehend. It's more than simply looking nice. It's about setting a living example of what occurs when you let divine purpose guide your life. Number 3, perplexity generates jealousy. When God begins to uplift you, People can't help but notice anything about you that seems unusual. Your presence, vitality, and even the manner in which you move through life. It's not like you're trying to stand out. You can't help but shine. But here's where things become difficult. Not everyone can handle it. The shift in you causes bewilderment since what is occurring is beyond their comprehension. They don't know what they're experiencing, but something makes them uncomfortable. This misconception often leads to jealousy. People see you succeeding in ways they can't understand, and that makes them uncomfortable. They may wonder, why do they get to shine like this? Why them, not me? But they don't comprehend that this shift didn't happen immediately, and it definitely didn't happen without difficulty. What people are seeing is the consequence of God's work in your life. However, rather of appreciating it, many will dwell on their own shortcomings. It's critical to recognize that this isn't actually about you. Someone's confusion or envy of your brightness reflects their own vulnerabilities. Your change is like a mirror to their life, prompting them to address areas where they may feel trapped, uninspired, or out of sync. That is not your fault, but it makes you a target in their estimations. Nonetheless, this is not something you should tone down to make people comfortable. God's favor is supposed to be seen, and if it causes anguish for others, that is between them and their path. Confusion is a normal response to something amazing. It's what occurs when human intellect collides with power that is far beyond its reach. Keep glowing, even if others don't understand. Number 4, you're connecting with a timeless energy. When God is in control of your life, the beauty you emanate transcends time, trends, and situations. It is not determined by what is popular, what society values at the time, or even what people believe to be attractive. This is because the energy that emanates from you is anchored in something timeless. God's presence is inside you. It is not transitory and does not dissipate. It's timeless. That's what makes it so effective. This energy cannot be quantified by worldly measures. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you're from, or what you've experienced. People sense something in you that is unshakable, timeless, and even otherworldly. While the rest of the world is consumed with following the next fad or clinging to youth, your radiance comes from a constant source. It is not something you are pursuing. It is something you have tapped into. What's more remarkable is how this everlasting energy evens the playing field. It pulls others to you, regardless of their origin or viewpoint, since it speaks to something deeper than superficial attractiveness. It connects with the soul. People may not even understand why they are pulled to you, but they cannot ignore the pull. This holy energy also distinguishes you in a world where everything is fleeting, whilst others are continually reinventing themselves to remain relevant. You're rooted in something timeless. Consistency and genuineness are what make you appealing. People may not comprehend it, but they cannot ignore it. The fact is that what you carry is not about external look or transitory appeal. It is about reflecting God's unchanging splendor. That sort of energy does not age, does not falter, and does not fit in any box that the world attempts to place it in. It's timeless, and so are you. Number 5, the contrast is a mirror. When God starts to alter you, not only does your life change, it's how people view themselves in your presence. Your transformation, shine, and renewed confidence act as a mirror, reflecting back to individuals what is lacking in their own life. The brightness you bring accidentally exposes the darkness they've been avoiding. This isn't something you do on purpose, but it occurs naturally since change makes the UN transformed feel vulnerable. When someone notices your development, it often prompts a self-evaluation. Whether they know it or not, they may begin to ponder why they are feeling static, why their own lives lack the same spark or seem to be stagnant. For others, this introspection motivates them to go further and implement improvements. Others, however, may feel uncomfortable, resentful, or even defensive. Criticizing your shine is far simpler than confronting their own lack of it. You may notice that certain individuals withdraw or behave differently around you. It's not like you did anything wrong. It's that your metamorphosis threatens the version of themselves that they've gotten used to. Growth often makes individuals feel as if they are falling behind, and instead of rising to their full potential, they lash out or remove themselves to preserve their ego. This is the reality of being selected. Your metamorphosis was never intended to make others around you feel comfortable. It was intended to serve as a live example of what is achievable with God. Some will feel convicted and motivated, while others will be intimidated. Don't dim the brightness to save their emotions. You are not responsible for how others respond to your progress. You are accountable for continuing to walk fearlessly in the change God is bringing about. You allow the mirror to perform its work, even if it causes people discomfort. Number 6, silence heightens the mystery. One of the most interesting parts of being selected is that your change is self-explanatory. In fact, the less you speak, the stronger your presence becomes. Silence has a way of heightening the mystery around you. People are naturally curious. They want to know why you're glowing, why you appear so confident, and what's causing this unshakable energy you exude. However, if you do not spell it out for them, they will be left searching for answers that they cannot find. This silence is not arrogance. It's an alignment. There is no need to defend or explain God's work in your life. You are living proof of His power, and that speaks louder than words ever could. The lack of explanation forces people to sit with their own thoughts, wonder, and speculate. And in that space, many people face their own insecurities or even feelings of awe. They have difficulty expressing themselves. Some may attempt to fill the gaps with their own hypotheses. They will whisper, presume, or make up their own stories to make sense of what they observe. Others may attempt to prod you into disclosing more. I'm hoping to get a peek behind the curtain. But your quiet has a weight they don't grasp. It's founded in confidence and a deep knowledge that what God is doing in you doesn't need confirmation or approval. The mystery of your stillness is part of what makes your radiance so appealing. It's a reminder that not everything can be understood, explained, or classified in a culture that's preoccupied with loudness and overexposure. You're silent. Strength sets you distinct. Let them ponder. The strength of your change isn't in what you say. It's in what you carry. Silence, when combined with divine purpose, it takes on a unique rawness. Number 7, resistance refines you. Every selected one has a tale of hardship. The difficulties you experience, failures, betrayals, and sorrow were not unintentional. They were intentional. These times of struggle were not intended to break you. They were supposed to purify you, just as fire purifies gold. The difficulties in your life have burned away what didn't belong and shown the power, tenacity, and brightness that you have always had. Opposition drives progress in ways that comfort never could. When others questioned you, you dug deeper. When doors closed in your face, you learned tenacity. When life attempted to knock you down, you found the fortitude to rise higher than before. It wasn't easy or fair, but it was essential. Throughout each struggle, God was removing the pieces of you that did not correspond with your mission and developing you into someone unshakable. This fineness is what distinguishes you today. People may see the radiance, confidence, or calm you exude, but they do not see the struggles you overcame to get here. They had no idea about the sleepless nights, the times you felt like giving up, or the prayers you poured out when no one was looking. What they see today is the culmination of all the resistance, an aura of persistence and fortitude that cannot be produced or replicated. Opposition was never intended to ruin you. It was intended to expose the grandeur that God put inside you. Every setback, criticism, and heartache has worked as a chisel, shaping you into the person you were destined to be. This is why you are shining so brilliantly now. It is not simply a radiance. It's the indisputable brightness of someone who has been tested by fire and emerged stronger. Number 8, an atmosphere of uncertainty. When God picks you, your life does not follow the typical pattern. Your journey is everything but predictable, but others plan every step, attempting to control the story of their life. Your adventure develops in ways that no one could have predicted, even you. This unpredictability disturbs individuals who depend on structure and rationality because it calls into question their notion that success or change must manifest itself in a certain manner. People are accustomed to viewing development in a linear fashion. Step 1 leads to step 2, and then to step 3. However, when you are selected, God often leads you down a road that makes little sense to the outer world. Doors you believed were critical may shut, while chances you never imagined would arise. Your ascent may seem haphazard or even unfair to people who believe they have worked more or planned better. But they don't grasp it's not about human effort. It's about divine timing. This uncertainty causes more than simply confusion. It is also intimidating. People can't understand how you're prospering since your success defies the rules. You did not take the apparent way. You did not adhere to the time frame that everyone else seemed to be following. Instead, you relied in God's plan, even when it didn't make sense. And it is what sets you distinct. What makes this trip so effective is that it keeps you focused on faith rather than formulae. You cannot foretell the next move, nor can anybody observing you. This puts people on edge because they can't measure, duplicate, or even predict what you'll do next. Your unpredictable nature is part of your aura, and it serves as a continual reminder that when God is in charge, the route to greatness does not follow a plan. It obeys His will. Number 9 is a divinely powerful thing that disarms. There's something about you that transcends the conventional notion of beauty. It's not only that people gravitate toward you, it's that your presence calms them in ways they can't express. The confidence you have, the tranquility you exude, and the elegance with which you traverse life. It has an almost magnetic pull on others. It isn't because you're flawless or performing a part. It's because you have a heavenly force pouring through you that goes beyond what others are willing to resist. Your magnetism might be intimidating to people who are doubtful or even hostile. They may approach you with a guarded heart, ready to dispute or criticize, but they find themselves softening your sincerity in the serene confidence in who you are. Disarm their defenses before they notice it. What occurs next is that people are attracted not by your beauty or words, but by the calm power emanating from your own nature. This heavenly magnetism cannot be faked. It does not come from attempting to win people over or being too pleasant. It comes from being in tune with your mission and allowing God's presence to flow through you. Even those who want to remain aloof or critical are drawn in by the light you bring. They may not know what it is, but they can feel it. Something unmistakable. Something changes the environment around them. What's more impressive is that this magnetism does not make others feel frightened or reduced. Instead, it encourages individuals to become closer to a better version of themselves. It doesn't just draw them in, it opens their hearts, causes them to reconsider their resistance, and even inspires change in them. Everything happens without you saying a word. This is the force of heavenly attraction. Number 10, authenticity is unstoppable. Authenticity is a natural force in a society when everyone is busy managing their image, hiding behind filters, or striving to meet unreasonable expectations. Your honest sincerity breaks through the clutter. You aren't striving to be appealing. You simply are. You are not performing a role or putting on a show for approval. You are merely being your own and censored self. And that, in itself, is magnetic. What makes this so effective is that individuals are pulled to it without realizing why. In a culture that values looks and facades, your uncompromising honesty is a breath of fresh air. You don't have to keep up with the latest trends or pretend to be someone else. The more you accept your true self, the more appealing you become. Not because you are complying to a norm, but because you are living your truth. This kind of genuineness has a power that cannot be replicated. It's not only about how you appear or behave. It is all about the energy you carry into each area you visit. People notice that you are not putting on a mask to fit in. You're already entire. This feeling of inner calm and acceptance is what makes you appealing, because everyone craves it in a society that values perfection. Your sincerity is the pinnacle of defiance. It is the solution to the facades individuals put up to feel valued. You don't need validation. You have already discovered it in yourself. When you enter a location, you are bringing more than just your body. You convey a degree of authenticity that people cannot not but admire and draw toward. Your sincerity is more than simply refreshing. It's unstoppable because it reminds us that being genuine to ourselves is the most potent kind of attraction. Number 11, your beauty is not for everyone. God's favor generates an obvious glow in your life, but it is not intended to captivate everyone. The reality is that not everyone will be attracted to you, and that is completely okay. The divine light you bear is distinct. It is intended to resonate with individuals who are spiritually connected with your mission. Others may find it uncomfortable, if not repelling, because their failure to comprehend or grasp the energy you provide does not represent your value. It's only an issue of spiritual mismatch. When you are selected, you have a presence that challenges the current quo, which some people find intimidating. It's simpler to remain in the darkness than to embrace the light you possess. Those who are not in tune with their own spiritual path may find your energy, tranquility, confidence, and even the way you walk unsettling. Your objective may arouse emotions in them that they are not prepared to address. It might be a mirror reflecting on what they lack, or a reminder of the progress they are avoiding rather than feeling guilty about it. Understand that your light is intended to raise, inspire, and draw in those who are ready to perceive it, not to dull for the sake of those who are not. You are not here to make everyone like you. You are here to accomplish your divine mission, and others that identify with your life will appear. It serves as a reminder that universal approbation does not determine your value or purpose, but rather the route you have chosen. Keep shining. People who are destined to be part of your path will be drawn to the same things that others cannot tolerate. Number 12, divine favor changes the rules. Divine favor does more than merely enrich your life. It drastically transforms the gameplay. While the world functions on the conventional criteria of appeal, appearance, riches, position, and current trends, God sets you on a whole other frequency. You don't follow the same criteria since your beauty isn't determined by superficial appearance. Things that civilization has built. It's deeper, spiritual, and that's where the true power is. The greater frequency you operate at disturbs the standards. People around you may be fixated on shallow notions, but you are unconcerned with them. What makes you magnetic is not your physical beauty or how well you blend in with current trends. The heavenly force emanates from inside. When you go into a room, you do not just blend in, you rewrite the laws of attraction, because the world isn't ready for a force that cannot be described by conventional means. The way you hold yourself, the peace that surrounds you, the elegance in your motions, and the wisdom in your words all stem from a source greater than anything the world can provide. You've connected into a heavenly flow that is beyond our comprehension. And this alters everything. Your beauty is independent of external evaluation. It originates from your alignment with a cause that is not bound by the constraints of worldly expectations. The strength of heavenly favor is that it does not need conformity or proof. It just is. As you go through life, your energy becomes a living monument to a power that cannot be contained or explained away. You don't just obey the laws of attraction. You reinterpret them. Number 13, it is not about you, but through you. Your change is not and has never been for your personal gain. The beauty you exude is not about being the focus of attention or boosting your own position. It is about something much larger. It is a divine instrument, a method of bringing God's light into the lives of others. The light you exude is not intended to attract others to you as a person, but rather to the larger purpose and strength that shines through you. The fact is that your path isn't about self-promotion or seeking adulation. It's about becoming a conduit for heavenly power, and the attraction people have for you is merely a reflection of that. People are attracted to your energy, not necessarily your personality. They're drawn to the tranquility, knowledge, and power that come from your alignment with God's purpose. Your life is a living witness to His efforts, and this glowing energy serves as a light for others seeking something more. This knowledge alters the outlook. The attention you may get is not something to claim or hold on to. It is an invitation to direct people to the source of the light you bear. It's not about creating your own platform. It's about utilizing what you've been given to lift others, encourage them, and guide them towards the divine purpose that is also accessible to them. When you stop seeing your beauty as a source of personal affirmation, you begin to understand its actual power. It's a tool, a gift, that enables others to experience God's love and grace through your own development. Your beauty, confidence, and charisma are all intended to open doors for people to seek and experience something much more than what you could ever provide alone. This is not about you. It is about what is passing through you. Finally, your beauty is not determined by worldly standards. It's a heavenly and irresistible power, a light that shines from inside. Struggles shape who we are. Opposition has refined it, and directed by a mission beyond all worldly hope. The world may not always grasp it, some may find it unsettling, but it does not alter the reality. You are traveling in heavenly favor, working at a frequency beyond common understanding. Your change is not about self-promotion. It is about being a conduit through which God's light shines, guiding people to something much better than they could have dreamed. Every difficulty, every moment of resistance has only contributed to your unwavering, dazzling radiance today. You don't have to explain it or grasp it completely. What's important is that you be in sync with your larger mission, which attracts the appropriate individuals at the right moment. You're not just attractive. You exemplify the power of divine intervention. Nothing is impossible when God is in control of your life. Nothing is ordinary. The rules of the world are no longer applicable. Your sincerity, unpredictability, and inner power are changing the concept of what it means to be really compelling. And people who are destined to be a part of your path will be attracted to the light you carry inside, rather than you. So live your mission, shine unashamedly, and never allow the world's standards determine your value. You're not just living your best life. You're living a life that was divinely created, and within resides the genuine beauty and strength of your being. Keep shining because the world needs your light more than you realize. If this message spoke to you and you experienced the power of divine change in your life, don't keep it to yourself. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below to let us know how you're living your divine destiny. Most importantly, Share this with someone who needs to hear it today, someone who is ready to unleash their full, unstoppable potential. Keep the momentum rolling, and let us continue to provide light, love, and encouragement to those in need. You never know who is looking for that one spark to transform their life. Keep glowing, and I will see you in the future video.